You can import data from a reporting services report directly into a Power Pivot data model. In the Power Pivot window, you have a specific option in the From Other Sources dialog box for importing data from a report created with reporting services. This dialog box shows you a preview of the report but requires the URL of the report itself. Now, in order to understand what we have to write, let's go in the report server window, and from here we can copy the URL by getting the first part of the URL that address the home page of your report server. But we have to change one part of this name. Instead of report, we have to write report server. The remaining part of the URL that contains the name of the instance and the name of the server where the reporting services server is hosted is the same, so we just rename reports to report server. By clicking open, we start to navigate into the repository of the reports in reporting services, and you can select one report, for example this product line sales. And here you immediately see the report, and you can also change the parameters of this report. When you click next, you can see a preview of the content of the queries that have been used in order to populate the report. For example, here we have 4 source tables that have been used to populate the chart and the table in the report. You can select one of these tables and you can click on preview in order to see what is inside this table. And this content can be imported in your Power Pivot data model. As you see, the content does not include any formatting that you will find in the report, but just the data, and the same is true for another data source. Now you can select which columns you want to import, and when you click finish, you import the content of these tables into the Power Pivot data model. It is important to realize that every time you will refresh these tables, the report in reporting services will be executed again, and so you will have fresh data updated directly by running the report in reporting services. Now that we have seen how to import the content of a report from Power Pivot, we can see how to perform the same operation but starting from the reporting services user interface. For example, let's open a report here. As you see, we have a specific button that allows you to open a data feed, which is technically a file that is saved on your disk. So this Atom SVC file can be saved on your machine, and then you can use another feature in the Power Pivot window in order to import the same content. You select here Other Data Feeds, and you specify the Atom SVC file that you saved before. So we select the file here and we click Open. At this point, we are loading a file that contains the URL of the data that can be requested to reporting services. From here in after, we have the same user experience of the previous user interface. You can see the list of tables that you can open from the report. You can see a preview of the content of these tables, and finally you can open and import this table in your Power Pivot data model. So there are two ways to import data from a report. One is using the specific report data source, and the other is exporting the report as OData feed and then importing this Atom SVC file using the Other Feeds data source type.